Hi, everyone. I'm Maeve Wang, co-founder and CEO of IAMBIC.
And Luis Valenzuela, founder of the Miami Shoe Museum.
And today we are here to explore Innovation Legacies, the exhibition.
Yeah, it's an exhibition that we rotate every 2 months, 3 months, actually, the exhibition at the Shoe Vault. And today you have the pleasure to see the original pieces all the way from the 1800 until now, including your project, which is part of the Miami Shoe Museum Research Center. And we're so proud to have you here right now. So let's start. So this is kind of like beginning of the exhibition, and it's where we're so proud to be presenting Young Ernest's concept, who put United States in the market in Massachusetts in 1883, when he actually created or patent a machine to go from 50 shoes by hand every day to actually 500, per day with that machine that it's called the lasting machine. So Soros is one of the brands that actually came out of that concept that was able to do shoes, because of that invention in that time. What can I say? The most important part of the shoe process is the last, because it's a mold. And that's we start with this project and we end with your project, which is about last. So you will hear about it soon.
Pretty much just put a bookmark on this. Last of the foundation of how shoes are made, and you'll see
Why we curated it that way. So now we get into the shoe vault, and people scan the QR code to get into the shoe vault, and they can start walking through the time. It's like a time lapse.
Yeah.
So we start here with Perugia, who introduced a concept of the cantilever. You know, before everybody started talking about that in 1930s, he actually created a shoe with a cantilever, which is a heel-less concept. But this one is, in particular, is one that he created for Charles Jourdan, and it's inspired by Picasso. So you can see the concept that is no heel, but it's kind of like a changing where the support of the shoe is. And Ferragamo did it also. He patented this one, which was the invisible sandal. And you can see the original here, and you can see other inventions from Ferragamo right here, like this one it's a platform for Carmen Miranda. This one, when he couldn't use more leather after World War II, because they were, in the process to produce for the World War II. So he went to Spain and he talked to the nuns that they were doing that embroidery, and he brought that concept to shoes in that time.
So he really explored different materials because there was a
Because a need. Exactly.
And that clear one is actually fishing line,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is. It is. And here you can also see raffia. So people can touch actually the material. That's the original material that he created. So look at how beautiful the design is. And yes, correct. Natural. So he was talking about sustainability in that time, back in the 1940s. So that's part of the legacy that we have from him. But here also in this wall, you had a lot of legacies from different designers and brands that they also explore the cantilever style. So, and we had the pleasure to have Celia Cruz's original shoe right here. That's one of the shoes that she wore by Nieto, one of the ones who used the license in that time to create shoes with no heels. And we had a video that she's talk about, like, she can actually dance for 2 hours on that shoe. So that's original from Celia Cruz, which is the one that is inspiring the AI shoe contest that we're doing right now online. So we have Griffin, we have Ferragamo, we have Jan Jensen, Charles Jourdan, Louis Vuitton, United New, Zaha Hadid for United New. Look at the same concept. So it's a lot of innovations, and we appreciate those people that actually work. Look at this. This is Kei Kagami, a Japanese designer. He lives in London. And look at the cantilever concept with the metals, how he created that. So we really, really appreciate, the talent from those people that push the boundaries of gravity and design.
So what we're really looking at here is a lot of innovation around we've got materials, and then here there are a lot of structural side.
Yeah, correct.
Right. And it's really incredible that these structures can actually hold the human body up in these ways that look just almost impossible physically, but they're beautiful pieces of this is feats in an engineer.
It is. And funny enough, I mean, most of them were architects who create that concept. Yeah. So
It's a lot.
ja Jensen came from the architectural, and industrial design. So most of them have that kind of background. So they really want to challenge, when they do architecture, that's what they do.
Well, I mean, in some ways, like this is architecture is so complex, and to bring that level of complexity and design and thought to something that has to hold up such a dynamic
Exactly.
organism.
And the movement,
And-
yeah.
Wow.
And they had to create a last. We were talking again about last. They had to create a unique last for these designs because of the position.
Because the way that the shoes are constructed, the molds of that, like their molds,
They had to be totally
adjusted radically different because the weight distribution.
correct. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
You had the lasts for all of these. Wow. Could you imagine?
well, yeah, I mean, we're in the process to get.
But that is, I mean, the last, as we shared before, which is the foundation, how a shoe fits, feels, and functions. The foundation of these types of shoes, even their unique structures, I would love to analyze.
Oh, me too. We're in the process of doing that as a case study
Yeah.
because, I mean, it's a valuable, concept that we had to present to the world to keep it in mind when designers want to create something new.
Yep.
They should go to that, archive and see what they can do with that really valuable information.
Beautiful.
Okay, this is great. This is Madeleine, and she's a student from SCAD, from the University of Savannah of Design, and that booth actually got 6 awards
Oh.
because of the design. So it's sustainability, is fashion, but it's also practicality when you are climbing because of the way that she designed. This is all 3D printed.
Oh, wow.
So the concept, it was so well done that actually we invited her to be part of the exhibition because it's another innovation legacy that I think she came for the opening and she's super happy. So we're working with her to develop that concept for her. Like really, wherever it is. So like this one is from John Medina. He's an architect as well, but he was part of the challenge that we have for the creating shoes out of AI. And his proposal that you see here is like when for Miami had to be inspired by Miami. So in Miami, of course, gonna be flooded, who knows when, but it's already in the process. But so the idea is so you own a shoe that you can wear like super fashion, and when when you go out in the street, like in the 1400s in Turkey, you had to attach this part to walk outside your house because of the weather condition that we would add in the future in Miami. So it's a patent pending already. So he's in the process to create actually a shoe. So we're happy to support projects like this also in Miami.
Miami Vibes is a global competition for footwear designers where they can utilize AI to design a radically new shoe. And this shoe in particular was very special because there was a whole narrative around it. In light of climate change, what might Miami look like as a city in the future? Is there a place for people to walk? And if not, if there's water, right? What shoes might work for that type of world? And so this is
It's right here.
and I'm honored to also be a judge for this competition this year alongside some other major legends in footwear.
Yeah, it's global. The jury panel is global.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have Vivian Westwood. This is another iconic piece from Jan Jensen, a Dutch designer, and you can see the material that he was using to create a heel. It's bamboo. So sustainability to the top. It was too costly to cost to produce it. He's used a limited edition that we have. I mean, we honor we have one in here. And Prada tried to do the same, honoring him as well in another collection. So which again, the Miami Shoe Museum Research Center tried to approach, all the challenge that designers have to create something new. Here, we had the pleasure also to show how the first sites were created, how they were. You can see, how the scenes were, by hand in that time, in the beginning of 1900.
So these are hand-stitched spikes.
Yeah, from the beginning of 1900s. So when people are a sneakerhead in Miami and they don't know where the sneakers came from, they can come and see it because this is one of the first kits. That's where the rubber companies start doing the test of the rubber on fabric, you know, before the sneakers that we see today. So the Diderot test, that's one of the ones that they did it.
So this is a test shoe from Keds, from one of the original.
Yes.
So as sneakers were coming to be, this is one of the prototypes of sneakers
Exactly.
in the industry.
So we're proud to see that also, like you right now, you're doing a lot of research to create your product. In that time, people were using the same technology or the same system to create their shoes. Was a lot of research. In their case, they had no innovations in materials like we had today, but they were doing it. This is a proof.
Beautiful.
And also, we had some inventions, from different times for the jumping and of course, the skating. Yeah. So we had a pressure to have also Herbert Levine and other really good inventions, in footwear. Also, material, how people use materials in the creative process to create shoes like the Adidas, Comme des Garçons, Terry Mugler. I mean, this is Melissa from Brazil that they use a special plastic to create their shoes.
So all these are different plastics.
Different plastic. And here, the Lucite was another invention, really good invention in the 1930s by Schiaparelli. That's original Schiaparelli. But we go all the way to Zaha Hadid, how they use Lucite
Beautiful.
to create the heel. And we end this session with a heel-less, but it's just an effect from Maeve Wang.
Wow.
So and here we go to materials all the way from, recycled plastic or the Crocs. Look at the Crocs with the elegance, like that's kind of like a Miami, but
The Miami Crocs.
the Crocs, yeah. This is made out of, when they don't sell the dildos, they actually, it's a company that is doing shoes made out of recycled dildos. That is called Rose in the Good Face. That's a
Rose in good faith. All right. I love that.
So this is made out of citrus, orange
Orange peel.
peels. This is creating, reinventing the Chelsea boots with recycled leather. This concept is fantastic. It's from the United States, but it's a concept it's called Because, and it's shoes from African kids. So it grows 5 sizes.
Oh, wow.
So we have the QR code here because people can actually donate one shoe to one kid there, and they save life. Because in Africa, people get sick because they don't use shoes, and the weather.
5
also,
sizes.
5 sizes. That's what it's
Wow.
right here.
Talk about sizeless shoes.
So
That's
this is and they are doing now the prototype 3D printed with a different design. So that's another case study that we had in the museum.
beautiful.
It's Because, and it's great. So we have Miss Sheep, but we have Maeve Wang bats. So the cherry of the ice cream is, I'm right here. I'm super happy and proud to have you here. And look at the display that we have for you, against the wall in honor to E. Miller, another invention in fashion. But tell me how you feel to be part of the Miami Shoe Research Center.
First of all, thank you so much. This is such an honor to be part of not just the Miami Shoe Museum, but this beautiful legacy of footwear and innovation, from the materials to the structure of it to even its different benefits and activities
Desires?
and desires. The fact that it culminates in IAMBIC is such an honor. And so I would love to get your thoughts on, when we first met, what stood out to you the most and inspired you to include us as the culmination of this exhibition?
I would say that you combine all the elements that we were thinking about the exhibition in one shoe.
Wow.
So it's a style.
Yeah.
The whole process is innovation. You're leaving a legacy. Because I think you are one of the first projects like that in the United States, and you're getting funded by people that trust you. So the whole process, we want to have the records of that as part of the Miami Shoe Museum legacy.
Yeah.
So we're super happy that you were open to actually participate with us. And when people come to see the concept, they're like, so let's just explain. I say, when I explain to them and when they hear your voice explaining the whole concept, they're like, what? Hold on one second. Now I understand. So this is like the closing. That's what I say, the cherry of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Because this is what the closing. So this project, your project, combine all the elements that we were starting in the Innovation Legacy exhibition. So it's a perfect fit for the end of the exhibition. And I think it's going to be the first one for the next project that we're working on.
Amazing, amazing. And so what this means for IAMBIC is so much more than just being in your exhibition, being in this. For us, being here, having you recognize where we fit in history is such a validation of my belief, which I also shared earlier, about how when future generations look back, this will have been seen as inevitable, AI-tailored precision fit shoes.
Correct.
And when future generations look back, people will wonder why we ever settled for anything less than shoes that actually fit us, that we love, that don't hurt us. And so to have that story now be woven and connected with legends, including the likes of Ferragamo and everyone else you walked us through, is such an honor. And I think what's also really great is that we have your backing, but we've had backing from the U.S. National Science Foundation,
Yeah.
from New York State's Empire State Development, and now with Miami City through their Downtown Development Authority. And so the reason why IAMBIC is here and the reason why we connected is because of Miami DDA. And this city, everything that it stands for, everything that's happening at this intersection of technology, culture, innovation, also legacy, and building that, there's no better
That
place.
I was thinking, can you imagine a kid from now, let's say 20 years, and they are wearing a shoe that was created by AI
Yeah.
with your process. They're gonna look at this story like, oh, wow, this woman was a visionary, and we have her right here. So, what I mean, you have to be part of the research center, and we're super proud to tell people that we know you and we support. I mean, and I'm sure this is just the beginning. I know it's just the beginning because a lot of things are gonna come out of this, and we're gonna be part of the process. So,
Yes.
thank you for being here.
Thank you. And in addition to that, just kind of planting the seeds for what's to come. This will be a permanent home for IAMBIC in Miami. And for upcoming releases and collections, including the Supercar Art Gods X IAMBIC collection, they will also have a home here, their archival pieces. So we're just so honored. Thank you so much.
And inspired generations. So
Yeah.
that's our goal, and we're doing it already. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you.